Okay, let's play a quick game of me saying some things and you saying if I'm right or not, at least a little bit right, okay? So let's start. You didn't plan on falling in love with them, did you? You just wanted to spend some time with them, to experience perhaps something new, to meet somebody, to have fun, perhaps to share some nights with them, but nothing serious. You just wanted to laugh, to have just this peace of mind, to not think about anything, to not care about all this adulthood mess. You just wanted to be in present moment, didn't you? But as the time went on and they started to show you all their sides and all their amazing actions and the way they made you feel, the way they made you laugh and all the times they held you and the way they cared for you, you slowly started falling in love with them, didn't you? And maybe, perhaps you didn't even realize that it was happening at first, or maybe you were scared to realize, or maybe you just didn't even want to realize, like those emotions are adulthood mess, or they can be in that part of adulthood mess. So you just didn't want to think about it or care about it or give it your energy. So you kind of like swipe it to the side and were still living in that present moment. But then something happened and they broke your heart. And that's the moment you truly realize that you indeed fell in love with them, that you are in love with them, that you love them. Didn't it happen or something similar? Maybe yes, maybe not, but that's definitely something that happened to me. And gosh, that was hell of a heat of the moment. And I tried to put it into a poetry, and I would like to read you that poem, and then I would like to talk more about this situation that we have in common, perhaps. The poem is called Gentle Fortress. It's from my poetry book Sunsets and Cliffs. So, let's go. My heart is a gentle fortress, easy to locate the address, hard to gain access, but you had to take the Starlight Express. In the basement, demons hold congress, gleaming water in the halls kills the stress, doors with titan plates and goldenly engraved names, rooms ready to be used, clean of any mess. The locks never opened, ready to hold the press. Endless gardens where only a few can seek their refuge, healing their battlefield wounds under the blooming tree. Without any fee, they can sip tea, seek guidance without falling to their knees, rest their souls in me. The closed sanctuary, radiant even in January, no amount of money can buy entry. The flowing energy is self-explanatory. And I think my fortress keys are missing. The gates are lowering, the doors are opening. I feel you stole them. Do you agree? My treacherous heart is engraving your name on the metal plate, and maybe it was the little traitor who dropped the keys bait, sneakingly watching as you pick them with a high pulse rate, celebrating its little scheme crate, locking up its fate. Gosh, he looks so beautiful, the heart whispered. I was watching you from above, our skin a little red. You were lying on your back, hands bent behind your head, the loudest thoughts that were not heard. I should have recognized those hard talks, then perhaps I could have changed the logs, maybe relocate the whole freaking fortress behind the rocks, somewhere I wouldn't be tempted by those luring dogs. I never planned to mark you on my map, yet now you're my favorite lab. I keep pivoting in your directions, it feels like a trap. It keeps redesigning parts of my fortress in a snap. Never planned to accommodate you on my floors, nor to give you private tours or the best views of the gardens, but you made my mind stop all the wars. And it did not detect any sneakiness, finding sanctuary in your presence cheekiness, also did not care about adulthood mess, bringing to the forefront the childhood's playfulness. My heart was intensely observing, your hands around my keys and hips were securely curving, always carrying and caring, the ideas of future memories kept us thinking. I gifted you access to the secluded parts, searching for you whenever we took parts, basking in your familiar scented art, hoping the lingering scent would never depart. My heart danced when my nose was seduced, taking pride in carrying you with me, not needing to be excused, wanting to steal it and make it misused, to lock it in and make myself infused. You were keeping my fortress occupied, and my smiling heart plotting some undercover renovations inside. My eyes were locked on your mansion, my untapped guide, making the other houses hide beneath the tide. Your hair was soft sand for my fingers to exploit, your eyes were my landing point, your nose my pecking point, and your lips my losing point. You opened the doors for me, making me the party filled with tea, guiding me with a hand on my lower back, allowing me to be worry free, holding my hand during all our taxi rides, carefree. Now the doors are forcefully shut, not giving me any time to adjust, cuts all over my heart, leaving me in this hut. I can feel it in my gut. My nose can no longer smell your scent, but it lives in my heart and pays no rent. Wanting to take a deep breath of content, to have you here in the present. The idea of the other smells is inappealing. I do not like any other points revealing, so I keep staring into the ceiling, hoping the mansion is only renovating. As I already told you, this poem is called Gentle Fortress, and I truly wanted to use also imaginary of kind of fortress and mansions and etc. So I started with the poem that basically my heart is a gentle fortress, and mostly the fortress are big houses that like those enormous houses that is impossible to overlook. So you can see them and you can locate the address so easily, but to gain the access to enter that mansion is many times, or that fortress is like impossible, or it's so hard and it takes time and it takes energy. But with this person that inspired this poem and I was dating at the time, it felt like that person had to take the Starlight Express. I was always the person that is kind of like more closed off, even like my friends. I have so little friends, like my circle is so small, and my dating life is even smaller, sometimes non-existent, but when it exists it's so secret and so small that it felt like comparing to anything else and all the other experience I had previously in my life, it felt like that person took the Starlight Express. Literally, it felt like it was fate given. I'm not sure what are you believing in, if you believe in something, but for me it felt like that was like universe plotting some schemes, because it happened so fast and so smoothly that it felt like that person had the keys to my fortress the whole time. So that was something I wasn't really expecting, even though I was kind of willingly putting myself in that situation. I didn't expect that it will happen so smoothly, especially when I think that I'm such a complex person. I'm a very easygoing person, but at the same time I am so complex and there is so many layers to myself, and maybe you can relate to this, that I am such an easygoing person. I am never angry. I can be with anyone. I can talk to anyone. I am making people feel really good and included, but that's kind of like my exterior. But inside, like, to have this ability to be easygoing and to be always positive and never angry, that comes from inside. There is many layers to it, and many layers I needed to build, to work on, to have this ability, because I wasn't born with it. So I kind of also included it in the poem, and I think that's one of my favorite parts in the poem, so I will highlight it one more time. But basically, in the basement demons hold congress, so that's everything that is deep inside me, that all those, we all have demons, we all have something we are working on, something we need to be working on, or those kind of like dark voices that are inside of us. I also have, but then I have also gleaming water in the halls that are like stress free and that is giving me my positive energy. Also, I have some doors with titan plates and engraved names, where those rooms are reserved for the people who have such a special place in my life, and I would say even for the people who which I lost and are no longer in my life, but perhaps I had them in my life, and it doesn't really matter what time period or for how long I had them in my life, but when they meant something to me, like literally when you are meaning something to me, when I love you, when you brought to my life something something that made me feel, that kind of attacked my heart, you will have that plate. And I have many plates in my heart, but I also have rooms that are clean of any mess, clean of any plates. There are no plates, no names in them, and I'm pretty sure I have many of those rooms in my soul, in my heart. I am not sure what the number is, but I know that they are still there, that are reserved for some people in the future, in the near future, in the future that is more distant from today. But there are also the locks never opened, ready to hold the press, and those are some things that I need to work on. But mostly I think it was more actual when I wrote this poem, but I think when you are going through the heartbreak, those are the times when you need to hold press so often. And it doesn't matter if it's with your friend or with yourself. It literally feels like you are reporting something to yourself, to them, like all your thoughts, all your mental breakdowns and everything. I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. So at the time I think I needed to hold that press so much and so often that yeah, there were some demons and some locks that surely needed to be opened for me to heal. And when you're going through that heartbreak, I think that you will suddenly discover so many doors that you didn't even know existed. And for me it was also the doors I thought that okay, these rooms are already cleaned, we are fine, we healed this. But as the breakup happened or the heartbreak happened, it was like, oh, they're back and they are more messy than ever. So yeah, I also included this in the poem as I feel this is something that is also nice to highlight, because I think breakups have so many different faces and shapes, but it is also so different when you are a deep feeler. Literally, if you feel deeply and if your emotions are so broad, then the breakups, when you are going through some heartbreak, it's so much more complex, so much more layered. And I'm pretty sure you can understand me if you love poetry or if you understood this poem or what I'm saying currently, even though it might be hard to follow. But if you understand what I'm saying, is literally the heartbreak for deep feeler is not just one heartbreak. It's heartbreak of so many different levels. It's for your soul, it's for your heart, it's for your past, present, but also future. It feels like I'm just turning the pages because there is so much to it. So I needed to include it. But with this poem, I also wanted to highlight what I am, what I represent to the other people. And it literally feels like I have endless gardens. Like my energy is endless gardens because I have such a positive energy and such a good energy. I know that people are feeling good around me because I am taking active steps and I'm really proactive in making people feel good around me. And it doesn't matter if you will come to me with something bad or something kind of negative. I will still try to give you some positive, and I will try to find something good in it, in that situation, because I'm always looking like, okay, this is bad situation, but what can we take from it? What is good in there? And this is something I like to do. And the thing with this is that I'm not even expecting anything back in return. Literally, I'm not even expecting thank you. If I will get thank you, I will be happy, but I think I am more expecting how you will act. Like when I will do something from you, I will be watching what you will do with that, what you will do with my energy. Because if I will give you my energy, I want to see how you will handle that energy, because energy is not free. I am giving you my energy, and if I will give to somebody my energy, and if you kind of mishandle that energy, or if you abuse that energy, or if you just throw it out, then that's for me the sign that you don't deserve my energy. Literally, you don't deserve my energy. And this is something I learned from since this heartbreak happened a year and a half ago, or almost, yeah, a year and a half ago approximately. I learned this aspect so much because I was giving my energy like this. I was giving my energy to all my friends and I didn't care what they were doing with it. And sometimes my energy was being mishandled, or they took it for granted, or they didn't really care, they didn't think about it that much. But then when I saw that my energy is being lost in abyss, or that my energy is just literally being lost, I was like, what? I'm just giving you part of myself. I'm really trying, and you are not even appreciating it. You are not even being appreciated of it. So this is the aspect that I truly learned over the last year and a half, that okay, if you are not taking my energy, I am not giving it to you. And I think that's really important, especially when you are not expecting anything back. It's like that's all you have, and naturally now I'm being protective of that energy. And even back there I was protective of my energy, and I was protective of my close circle and who I let in, and it always took a little bit longer until I let somebody in. But with this person, it felt like my fortress keys were missing. Literally, my gates were lowering, my doors were opening. It felt like I had open day. I was like, what is happening? So it was like, did you stole my keys? Did I give you those keys? Or like, what was happening? Well, I was in this kind of bliss and not understanding why my doors and windows are opening, while my heart was kind of like sitting in the corner and like engraving their name on the metal plate with some very nice ink, cursive and all those stuff. And I was like, I was still searching for those keys, but my heart was engraving their names. And then it got me thinking that, oh, perhaps you didn't steal the keys, that person didn't steal the keys, but it was my heart who actually dropped those keys. My heart literally just took those keys and was like, oh, here are the keys. And then it was sitting in the car and it was like, haha. And it was so unexpected, and maybe that's also why it felt a little bit so fated, because there wasn't an agreement between my heart and my mind that I will just drop the keys, that I will willingly give you my keys to the whole mansion. That wasn't part of its fate, but the fact that my sneaking heart did that thing, it felt like I literally just locked up my fate, and I think I did. I literally think with that, I locked up my fate. I'm not sure if you also heard of that kind of situations. Perhaps if you are going through the breakup at the moment, I'm pretty sure you cannot see any of this and you are probably wondering who is this crazy woman who is laughing at this. Trust me, I was crying my eyes probably the whole year. I had mental breakdowns probably like every day for half a year. I'm crazy probably, but I will explain. I locked my fate. For me, when I'm looking back at it, now I can see how I locked up my fate with giving him my keys, because literally I started writing poetry. Before him, I didn't even listen to one poet on Instagram, on TikTok, anywhere. I didn't even, I don't want to say it like that, but I didn't even know that poetry existed. Before him, before the breakup, I never painted. Do you know what I'm just trying to do right now? I'm trying to be author, I'm trying to be artist, painter. So I kind of locked up my fate with that, because he kind of pushed me into this version of me, or universe. Do you know that saying that if something is meant for you, it cannot miss you? Yes. I am such a believer that this is truly a real thing. Like, if something is meant for you, it can never miss you. I wanted to write. I had the concept, I had even book title, but I didn't know how to get there or what kind of format I should give to that book. The universe was, oh yeah, I am listening. Last year in my vision board to 2024 it was, yeah, I put that I want to start painting. Look what I have. So the universe was, oh, so you want those things? We will give it to you, but we need to do something first. Probably you will not like it, which when the breakup happened, I hated it. I hated every single moment of it, because I am this, I am smiley, I am energetic, I will want to give you positive energy, I will want to give you some learning, some value. But when the heartbreak happened, I was like, I wasn't even like that. I was like, yeah, that's funny. I wasn't me, and I hated every single moment of it, but I needed to go through it to get to this point. So I locked up my fate, even though I didn't sign an agreement that I will go through certain things that I went through. I didn't like them, but I went through those, and I ignored my heart talks. Perhaps if I didn't ignore those heart talks, and if I would be like, okay, what does it mean? Like, you just thought that he's pretty, like literally in this moment you thought that he's so beautiful. And even, you know, that feeling when you're with somebody you're starting to fall in love for, and they're doing the most human or the most normal thing they could do, like literally they might be sweeping up the floors, and you're like, gosh, they're so sexy, they're so beautiful. Don't even get me started. I was there. He was literally, one time I can remember that I will share this little bit intimate, not intimate moment, but I will share because I want to keep this sharing of my poetry and this relationship really on this, like, I want to keep line with what I'm sharing and with what I'm keeping private, because I think privacy is so important, and I am private person despite all of this and this. I am private person, and this is more me sharing my heart than the relationship. This is me sharing my healing process, what I went through, and I will forever protect that person and his identity, and even like the aspects, some aspects or memories of that relationship, because that's only for us two. That's not for anybody else. That's not for the book, that's not for the internet, for you. I'm pretty sure you can understand this, that there should be this healthy line of what is shared and what is not shared, especially in this age where people left oversharing. But this is like little thing that I think I can share. One time he was sitting behind his computer and he was literally just like a little bit bent over, and he had like small belly, and I was like, gosh, she's so beautiful. And I was like, what did you just said? You know, that kind of moment when it was like, what did you just admit it? What? Like, this, I kind of like, I was so confused with myself and with what just I thought, but then I kind of panicked a little bit, but I also ignored it a lot, and I haven't thought anything about it. Perhaps I should have maybe recognized those hard talks, and I'm not sure if I should change the logs and kind of relocate myself and like move on, or just distance myself from that situation, as I knew we had some deadline, as he wasn't from my country and he was going away soon, so perhaps I should have maybe act differently, where I wouldn't be tempted by him and all those things, especially as I never planned with all these things, considering as if you are perhaps in this relationship, and even if you are from the same country, but if you start something with the feeling or with this kind of agreement that this won't be serious and that we just want to spend some time together, you are not planning to mark that person on your map. You are not planning to give them any tours of your private gardens or to show them truly what's on in your mind. But when they will make you stop all the wars, and when they will make you feel so good, so peaceful and so calm, so safe, it's bound to happen. It will happen, and especially when you don't detect any sneakiness from them, when you detect only genuine emotions, and when they will truly make you feel stop thinking about all these adulthood things, your job, all the problems you have, like they will stop and they will kind of bring to the forefront your little child, your inner child. It's like you will start thinking about the future, and when you see that the person perhaps is also starting to think about that future with you, that's like, gosh, that will make your heart observe. That will make your heart observe every little thing they will do, they will say, everything that is happening, and it is just only observing, and you're not thinking about it that much, but maybe you should have. And soon you are searching for that person anywhere. It doesn't matter, like whenever you took parts from them, you will search for that person. And for me, I'm not sure if it's also for you, but whenever I came home and I could feel him on myself, like his smell, his perfume on me, I was like, it literally made me feel like I want to steal his perfume and like put it on me so I can feel him on me. Like his smell brought me comfort. Literally, his smell brought me comfort, and I wanted to steal it. I wanted to steal it. I wanted to misuse it. I wanted to make myself infused, because my heart was beating so calmly at those moments. I was truly feeling so peaceful, and all my emotions that are running like 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah. They suddenly stopped. Like all my overthinking, all my overanalyzing, it stopped, and I could breathe. I could enjoy present moment, and that was something for me so new, so unnatural, something I really started to love. And with that, he kept my mind kind of occupied, because as I stopped thinking about everything else around me, as I was only with him at the present moment, he truly kept my mind occupied, and my heart, my sneaky little heart, he was just like renovating insides, and he was kind of like making space for a new heart also, and he was bringing another chair to the table, he was making a new bed. My heart was doing everything to accommodate somebody new. My heart was just so happy and so content at that present moment that he just became my losing point. He was my landing point. He was my home point. Slowly he started to become my home. And then he forcefully shut the door. He didn't give me any time to adjust. It felt like he just shut the door on us, on our relationship, on everything we had. And at that process of shutting the door splintered and it got all over my heart. I got cuts all over my heart, and suddenly I wasn't in my fortress. I was fortress. But suddenly it felt like I was laying in a hut. I was laying in a small hut where is no light, nothing colorful, no people, no gardens, nor goldenly engraved doors, nothing. There is only cold floor, and I was left in that hut. And I could feel it. I could feel it in my gut. It felt like I wanted to puke because of those feelings. It felt like I was being churched. I was being it felt like I was being emotionally abused. And perhaps it wasn't even by him. I'm not saying that he did that, but I think it was me, and it was my heart that went from this kind of renovation phase and adjusting and smiling and engraving to suddenly being like shut in a hut. That was a hard pill to swallow, and I didn't know how to adjust because suddenly I couldn't smell him. I couldn't take a deep breath, but I still could feel him. Literally, I couldn't smell him. I couldn't smell his scent anymore, and I'm guilty of this, but I remember that his scent was on one of my favorite shirts, and I didn't want to wash that shirt because I was like, I want to keep it forever. I was literally like, for a couple of times, I didn't do it, but I was literally for a couple of times I was thinking about locking it in a box so the smell wouldn't disappear. I'm sorry, I was thinking it, I was crazy, but I remember that sometimes I just went to that shirt and I just took a deep breath of his smell, and I was like, every time I did that, I crashed down. I just started crying so freaking hard, and then one day I could not smell it any longer. And the fact that I could not smell it any longer, that mental breakdown I had, it was even harder than anything before, because at least when I was able to smell it there, I was like, okay, there is still something. But when it wasn't there anymore, it was like, it's not here anymore. So I couldn't smell him, but in my heart, that scent was living rent-free, and I couldn't put it out. I couldn't put his smell out, his scent, his scent out. He was living there for many, many months, and I couldn't get it out. And other scents, it was unappealing. Other men's, anything was unappealing. And it wasn't even other relationships. Yes, it was of course some other people, but it was everything else was unappealing. I just wanted what we had. I just wanted that person. I just wanted his scent. So I was just kind of laying in that hut. I was just staring in the ceilings through all the sleepless night I had, and I was just praying or thinking that yeah, his mansion is probably only renovating, that he just need to renovate something, that he just need to fix something, and then that we will be together again. And that's what I thought. And that's what this poem is about. And I love this poem for so many reasons, because even though I was stuck in a hut for a couple of months and I didn't recognize my gardens, I lost my gardens, I truly lost the keys to my fortress, and all the refugee I was gifting to other people, suddenly it was nowhere to be found, and it felt like, okay, now I need to sit under that blooming tree, or I need to tend to that blooming tree, because currently there is no blooming tree in my garden. There are no gardens, so I need to. It felt like I kind of needed to build it everything together, and I had it in my memory how it looked like, how it felt like. But part of me, I was unable to return to that fortress. I was unable to return it because I remembered it. I kind of wanted it, but the new version of me, all the nights, all the months I spent in that hut with all my demons and all the locked doors, it changed me so much that I just couldn't return there, because I didn't even know how to return there, as all the time I spent in that hut, it wasn't anymore about renovating the mansion. I remember so vividly how it felt there, how it smelled there, how it looked like there. I built it, my fortress. I built it, that fortress, with my hands, with all the years I spent on this planet. I built it, my fortress, brick by brick, so it will look like it. But as I was sitting in that hut, I realized that that fortress is no longer mine. I couldn't call it mine anymore, and I'm not sure. Perhaps my fortress was too gentle for this world, or perhaps it was too gentle for where I was heading, where I was meant to be, where I was meant to go. Perhaps I needed to truly relocate myself so I can start new life, so I can start something new. So I completely lost my fortress, and that feeling of me losing my fortress, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, because I lost my home, I lost everything, all my beliefs, all my trust, all my confidence, all my happiness, my smile, my energy. I lost it there. It literally felt like as it was buried in that fortress, that part of me was buried in that fortress, and I was just sitting in some hut in the middle of forest, being lost, being so broken, only to realize that, oh, renovating won't be a solution anymore. I literally needed to build something new. And when you are kind of grieving everything that you lost, and you are grieving it, but then you are realizing that, okay, you still need to build something new. You can't be in that hut. You need to build some new life. You need to build something new. But how can you find energy to build something new when you are still grieving what you lost? You are in that hut for a couple of months, and then you will start. If this heartbreak you are feeling at the moment is still fresh. I know that you are probably hating me right now, because I was hating everyone who were saying these words. But if you are in that state that it is still fresh, it is so hard to find that energy, but one day it will come when you will pick just one brick. You will pick just one brick, and you won't even like put it on the ground. You will just throw it there. That, yeah, this is me trying. This is me doing something. This is me. This is me. And I am so proud. If you already laid that brick on the ground, I'm so proud of you. And if you will only lay it, if it will only come in the near future, I will be also proud of you. I am proud of you, because I know how hard it is. And when I lost my fortress, it felt so heartbreaking, and I lost my home. And the mansion, I was praying, I was hoping that it will return, that the mansion will be my address, that I would be able to have that mansion as my home address. It never returned it to me. I never got that mansion. I never got that address. And looking back at it, I am so sad for that version of myself who prayed for it or who hoped for it, because I remember staring at that ceiling for so many sleepless nights, praying, hoping. But do you know what? I never got that mansion. I lost my fortress. But do you know what I built it? One brick after one brick. Do you know what everything I healed at that hut, what everything I did in that hut, and what I got at the end? I built a kingdom. If back then I had a mansion, and I'm not saying this being cocky or being like over proud or being not sure what kind of bad emotions, I'm saying this fully honest, fully gentle, fully me with my hands on the ground. I built a freaking kingdom. And do you know what's good when you have a kingdom? Then you are attracting another kingdoms. You are not searching for your kingdoms. No, we are not searching anymore. We are attracting. And when you have your own kingdom, and when you are so confident in who you are, and when you believe in yourself, and when you believe in everything you've built, you will attract another kingdoms. Yes, I lost my mansion. I lost my fortress. But isn't a kingdom better than a mansion, than a fortress? Some things need to go in order to have something new. If I didn't lose my fortress, I would be never able to build a kingdom, because me losing my fortress and the mansion I prayed to have, it gave me the ability and all the knowledge I needed, all the mental strength to build the kingdom. And now I can maintain my kingdom, and I think it's such a paradise. I build myself a paradise, and now I will attract it, and you will also attract it. You will build yourself your kingdom, and you will attract the kingdom. So that's what this poem is for me, that it is transformation. It is, yes, it is me. It is transformation. Because even though I ended the poem with kind of praying for the mansion to return, this poem was dedication to everything I had in me, to all the love, to all the flaws, to everything. Because no matter if it's like positive or negative, I am accepting it all. I am aware of it all. And I made it part of me. And I'm proud of everything I have in me. No matter if I still need to work on it, or if it's already perfect, I am proud of it and I'm accepting with everything I have. And that's it. We will be searching for our kingdoms. Do you understand? We will be. And if you are still here, I'm so thankful for you. And I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of both of us. I love both of us. I'm so proud and so happy that we are on this journey together, because I believe that this video will find all the right people. Yeah. And yeah, I'm so thankful for you. So if you like this video, please like it and comment it. I will love to read your thoughts about this, or what's your opinion, what's your story. It would be my nighttime story, so please share with me. I'm so curious, and I already have a couple of poems published, so check them out, and hopefully see you with the next one. Bye.